I am speaking to you now because the air around you has thickened with unspoken warnings, and I will not let the hour pass without placing light in your hands. Hear me as you read. Do not rush past this moment. Your heart has been carrying the weight of noises that pretend to be truth, and your mind has been busy sorting shadows as if they were facts. But I, the Lord who formed your breath and set the border to your days, am near, and I have sent 2 messengers to stand at the doorway of your attention. Archangel Michael stands at the gate as a shield and a sword, but it is the 2 angels whose voices you have half heard at night that I am amplifying now. They have touched your sleep. They have moved the curtain of your thought at sudden hours. They have leaned near your ear with a heat that felt like urgency you could not name. They are not here to frighten you, they are here to save you from the path that glittered like safety but led to an empty room. This is their last attempt because you are stepping across a threshold where decisions ripen quickly, and I love you too much to let you walk without counsel. You have prayed for signs, and then you called the signs coincidences. You have asked for clarity, and then labeled clarity maybe. You have told yourself that strong feelings are dramatic, that your discernment is overthinking, that your sensitivity is a weakness to be controlled. But your sensitivity is a lamp I myself placed in you. Do not dim what I designed to shine. Those 2 angels have been guarding the lamp. Their warning is simply this: you are in the hour where a small choice carries a long echo. The enemy would like you to move carelessly, to compromise for quick relief, to silence yourself for temporary peace, to keep company with a smile that has a hidden hook. The enemy would like you to mistrust my voice by distracting you with many voices. But I, the Lord, am not a crowd. I am the stillness that speaks beneath the noise. Archangel Michael has raised his banner over you. He lifts the heavy thing you could not lift alone. And the 2 angels, listen to their counsel as if it were spoken on paper and sealed with my name. Pause before you sign. Wait before you answer. Test every invitation with the question: does this lead me toward the freedom my Father promised, or toward the cage my fear desires? You have often been told that love must prove itself by ignoring its own warning bells. This is not so. Love is not reckless blindness, love is attention. Love watches the fruit of a pattern and waits for me to show the root. Do not rush to fix what I am in the middle of revealing. You have been tempted to stitch together a torn garment because the rip embarrasses you. But the 2 angels are telling you to hold the fabric up to the light. See where it thinned, see where it weakened, see where it no longer bears weight. You do not need to wear what broke you just because it once kept you warm. I clothe you with garments of praise, I cover you with peace that does not bargain with manipulation. The warning comes not to accuse you, but to preserve your softness. You did not imagine the quiet ache. You did not invent the sense of a door closing behind your back when certain names appear on your phone. You did not fabricate the sharpness in your chest when a promise arrives wrapped in haste. These are your early alarms, these are the feathers of my guardians brushing your spirit. To ignore them is to train yourself to walk without sight. To hear them is to become a student of my faithfulness. I do not bring you into fear, I bring you into wisdom. Fear shouts, hide. Wisdom whispers, decide. Fear says, everything is dangerous, but wisdom says, discern the path where I am. The two angels have been pointing to a path that looks smaller than what you expected. You thought the next step would be a stadium with your name in lights. I am guiding you to a garden where your roots thicken. You wanted a trumpet, I sent a shepherd's staff. You wanted the door to crash open, I brought a key and a lamp for your feet. Do not despise the smallness of the faithful step. Greatness without grounding is a kite without a string, and the wind is not loyal. My greatness in you is patient, durable, and will not break when the applause is late. The warning is not warning you away from blessing. It is warning you toward the kind of blessing that lasts past the headline. The angels saw a fork in your road, on one path, quick glory and later emptiness, on the other, steady honor and later abundance. Choose the path that still feels holy in the dark. You have been measuring yourself against voices that do not love you. When you do well, they are loud with compliments. When you struggle, they become quiet with absence. This is not covenant, this is commerce. My love is not a wage, it is a root. You cannot lose what you did not earn. Hear me tenderly, I am not disappointed in your questions. I am not tired of your tears. I am not impatient with your slowness to trust your own discernment. I see every flavor of your courage, the kind that stands up and speaks, and the kind that stays seated and knows it is time to listen. The two angels have been trying to turn your face away from the stage of comparison and back toward the altar of communion. They are warning you of a snare, an invitation dressed as opportunity but designed to rent space in your peace. Each time you say yes to a pressure you do not believe, your peace pays the rent. Each time you say no to a pressure that is not from me, your peace buys back the lease. Say no without apology to anything that asks you to betray the quiet yes I have placed inside you. Archangel Michael has stepped between you and a plan that sought to drain both your time and your trust. The sword is out, the line is drawn. Do not step back over the line out of guilt. Mercy is not permission to be devoured. Mercy is strength that refuses to become bitterness while maintaining boundaries that honor your soul. I am teaching you the art of boundary as worship. You think worship is only a song, but worship is also a structure. It is how you build your days. It is what you let enter your morning. It is where you place your attention when the old stress knocks like an old friend. The warning is to repair the gate of your attention. Patch the hole where flattery sneaks in and writes your calendar. Strengthen the hinge where dread keeps rattling, demanding to be let in. Oil the lock with gratitude. Speak out loud, this house belongs to the Lord. And then let your phone, your meals, your conversations obey that sentence. You have felt a battle in your sleep because the night is when your defenses are lower and your honesty is higher. The two angels have stood beside your bed and drawn a circle around you. That circle is not a prison, it is a perimeter of peace. If you wake and feel a rush of fear, place your hand on your chest and pray, I return to the circle of the Lord. Say it simply. Say it without performance. Your words do not need to be fancy to become doors. They need only be true. You will feel within minutes the tug of my nearness, like a current pulling you back from the cliff of anxious imagination. You will notice that the scenarios that tormented you begin to look smaller, as if someone moved you to a higher floor. That someone is me. The warning is not that doom is approaching, but that distraction is aggressive. Distraction wears the costume of urgency. It tells you everything is afire. But I am the God who separated light from darkness with a word. I am not confused by alarms. Come sit with me at dawn. 5 honest minutes will do more for your spirit than 50 frantic tasks. Make a small altar of your morning, a chair, a quiet breath, a whispered thank you. In that altar, I will hand you the map for the next faithful step. There is a person who has noticed your soft light and wants it without paying the price of honesty. This is the thing the angels keep nudging you about and you keep brushing away because you want to be fair. Being fair does not require you to be naive. You are allowed to ask for clarity. You are allowed to ask, what do you mean? You are allowed to say, I need time to pray. You are allowed to keep a boundary even when your heart is warm. Love can be tender and still guard the gate. The warning is simple, do not build a house on a promise that cannot tell the truth. Ask simple questions and listen for the stumble. Not all stumbling is deceit, but consistent fog is a sign of a swamp. Your path is solid ground. You will know my path by the way your peace stands up straight in it. You will know the counterfeit by the way your peace slouches. Pay attention to the posture of your peace. I am also addressing the fear that you have missed your moment, that your name was called and you were in the wrong hallway, that your favor expired like a ticket. This fear is a lie. I am not running out of goodness. I am the fountain that cannot be emptied. What I have for you is not a single fragile opportunity that demands panic, it is a story shaped for your wholeness. Yes, there are windows that open and close, and yes, obedience matters. But do not treat me as if I were stingy with timing. I am generous with timing because I am invested in your becoming, not just your arriving. The warning is not hurry, or you'll lose me. The warning is stay with me, or you'll choose what does not fit you. The two angels have been trying to catch your attention when you scroll past your own soul. They tug your sleeve when you call your exhaustion grind. They flicker the lamp when you call your depletion destiny. Destiny is not depletion. Destiny includes rest. Destiny includes laughter that is not borrowed from a screen. Destiny includes friendship that does not need to be impressive to be sacred. Archangel Michael now speaks over your environment. Order. I set order in your room, in your desk, in your calendar, in your finances, in your conversations. Do not despise the work of order. It is deliverance in slow motion. You want the whirlwind to carry away every tangle, and sometimes I do that. But more often, I teach you to unwind the knot with patience because your hands learn wisdom while you untie the rope. The angels are warning you about the habit of postponement that clothes itself as tomorrow I'll begin. Start small today. Wash the dish. Send the honest email. Delete the access that keeps reopening the old wound. Put the book by the bed. Plug your phone in across the room. Pray before you reply. These are not small, they are seeds. Seeds become shade trees for future summers you have not lived yet. I have heard you say, God, show me who is for me, and I have watched you ignore the gentle discomfort that answers your question. Here is my mercy. I will make the truth unavoidable because you asked for me. Within days you will witness a small unveiling, an excuse that reveals a priority, a promise that cannot survive daylight, a kindness that proves itself consistent, a name that keeps showing up to check on you without asking for anything in return. Pay attention. Do not over-explain what clarity reveals. Bless and release what cannot walk honestly. Honor and hold what proves steady. This is not drama, this is pruning. Pruning is not punishment. Pruning is how I prepare you for sweetness. The two angels have a message about your voice. You have treated your voice like a guest in your own life, asking it to wait in the hallway until everyone else is comfortable. Bring your voice into the room. Seat it next to me. Speak from alignment, not from performance. The warning here is that silence, when it is fear-based, invites wolves. But silence, when it is reverence-based, invites wisdom. You will know the difference by the aftertaste. If your silence leaves you small and anxious, speak. If your silence leaves you spacious and clear, keep listening. In this season I am enlarging your discernment until you can feel the difference instantly. I also address the ache of the future you cannot see. You have carried dreams like glass and fear dropping them in the dark. Put the dreams in my hands. I am not clumsy. I am not indifferent. I am patient and precise. What I start in you I complete. The warning is not about failure, it is about imitation. The world will offer you a cheaper version of what I promised. It will look faster and shinier and will applaud you louder in the beginning. But it will require you to break yourself into shapes that do not match your soul. Say no. The angels are telling you you're close, closer than your fatigue suggests, nearer than your anxious math concludes. Do not measure with panic, measure with promise. Promise says, step by step. Promise says, I will give you words when you need them. Promise says, I will open doors you do not have tools for. Promise says, I am with you. There is also this: forgive yourself for the times you did not listen sooner. Grace is not a spotlight that exposes you and then leaves you cold. Grace is a fire that warms you into changed behavior. Let the past be a teacher, not a jailer. Your tears are not evidence that you failed, they are proof that you care. I can work with tears. Bring them here. Archangel Michael gathers them in a bowl and sets them where I can see them glisten, and I promise you I will weave them into your laughter. The warning is to refuse shame. Shame will try to write your story in a smaller font. Do not agree. Lift your chin. Breathe. Choose again. Now, listen closely. In the coming hours you will face a decision that looks ordinary from the outside but carries significant weight inside. It may be a message that asks you to rush. It may be a conversation that pushes for a yes you have not prayed about. It may be a temptation to numb out and call it rest. It may be a plan that keeps you busy but moves you nowhere. When it arrives, remember this word: you owe no one your peace. You do not need to explain your no to a counterfeit. You do not need to apologize for listening to me. Stand under the banner Michael holds. Let the two angels finish their work. Say, Father, I choose the path of truth, and then take the step that preserves your integrity. After you do, you will feel the air thin and your lungs fill. Relief will come like fresh water. You will think, was it this simple? And I will answer, simple is not always easy, but I am with you. I am turning you from hunted to herald. You will not always live in reaction. You will speak from center. You will carry a calm that interrupts storms. People will ask you for your secret, and you will smile because it is not a secret. You listened when I whispered. You honored the nudge. You believed that two angels on an ordinary morning might be heaven's way of taking your hand. Keep walking with me. Keep your boundaries clean, your gratitude loud, your rest real, your yes holy, and your no honest. Where you go next is not a place you must fight to keep, it is a field I have fenced with my favor. The warning has been delivered, and with it the blessing, wisdom to choose. Courage to act, tenderness to love without losing yourself, and patience to let good things take the shape of longevity. This is your moment of clarity. Let it end the cycle of almosts. Lift your face. Breathe my name. I am the Lord your God. I do not rush you, I steady you. I do not confuse you, I anchor you. I do not abandon you, I surround you. The last attempt of warning becomes the first step of wonder. Take it now, and watch how peace becomes your new normal. That I am the one who sees you when the room is quiet and your heart is noisy, when the phone is silent but your thoughts shout, when you sit between yesterday's weight and tomorrow's rumor and wonder if I still know your name. Hear me now, I have not misplaced you. I have not forgotten the blueprint of your breath or the story I planted under your ribs. This is my message for you in an hour of urgency, and I do not speak in riddles when your peace is on the line. I speak plainly, like dawn speaks tonight. I am calling your attention because there is movement around you that does not carry my fragrance, and there is movement from me that does. You will know the difference because one pushes you into panic and one invites you into truth. I am setting a holy boundary in front of you and a holy fire behind you, and I have sent 2 of my messengers, yes, 2 angels, to stand on either side of your path so your steps do not drift into a valley you do not need to enter. They have knocked on the door of your discernment, they have brushed your shoulders in dreams, they have woven warnings into ordinary moments. This is their last attempt to get your full attention before you decide whether to walk with the wind of my voice or the drag of old patterns. Do not treat this lightly. You have asked me in private, is this sign from you or only my imagination? I answer, the signs that lead you to humility, to light, to courageous honesty, to quiet strength, to forgiveness without self-erasure, to boundaries without bitterness, these are mine. The signs that pull you towards secrecy, flattery that requires silence, urgency that demands you abandon wisdom. Shortcuts that bargain with your integrity, these are not mine. The 2 angels I send are standing like bright sentries at the thresholds where you keep losing time. One stands at the threshold of your conversations, guarding your words so you do not pour your oil into cracked jars. The other stands at the threshold of your decisions, guarding your future so you do not trade it for a cheap now. They will not argue with your will, but they will warn it. They will not force your hand, but they will reach for it. They are speaking now because something that has been circling you is trying to land, and it cannot land if you refuse the runway of fear. You will not be tricked if you refuse to rehearse the script of defeat. Let me teach you another script. Listen to me. Not every good offer is a blessing, not every smiling face is a friend, not every open door is a calling. There is a door that looks painted in celebration but its hinges groan with manipulation. There is a voice that mimics concern but feeds on your attention. There is a plan presented as rescue that is only a rerun of the trap you already escaped. The first angel is whispering, wait. The second angel is whispering, wait. Wait long enough to hear the rustle of truth. Weigh what is set before you with the scale of my word and the measure of my peace. If peace is missing, do not purchase it with your silence. If clarity is clouded, do not pretend you see just to please the room. I did not craft you to be a mirror that reflects other people's fears. I crafted you to be a window where my light enters the house. You have endured seasons where everything felt like an exam you didn't know how to study for, where the questions came at once and the answers hid. In that time, I took notes on your courage. I watched you breathe through panic. I counted the nights you spoke kindness to yourself when it would have been easier to join the chorus of accusation. I saw you close your mouth when anger stood outside it banging its fists. I saw you return to me when shame said you had no right to. Because of this, I am rerouting certain consequences that expected to find your doorstep. Things that should have stuck to you will slide off because you are oiled with my mercy. But mercy does not remove wisdom, it multiplies it. These angels will not only warn you away from danger, they will guide you toward the appointments I have written. You are about to enter a room designed for your voice, a conversation that repairs what fear dissolved, an opportunity that fits your calling like morning fits the horizon. Pay attention to how your spine straightens when you stand in the truth of who you are with me. This is a sign you are in the right place. Pay attention to how your stomach knots when you entertain what is crooked. This is a sign to turn. You carry a tenderness others have mistaken for weakness. But heaven calls it a key. You unlock rooms where people feel safe enough to tell the truth. You unlock moments where forgiveness becomes imaginable. You unlock pathways where creativity breaks out of its cage and runs laughing into daylight. Guard this tenderness, for it is a holy instrument. The two angels are teaching you the difference between a soft heart and a soft boundary. A soft heart stays open to grace. A soft boundary invites wolves. I am training your no to be as anointed as your yes. I will not let your generosity become a net that drags you into someone else's storm. Generosity is not a substitute for discernment, it is a companion to it. When someone demands what I did not ask you to give, let your no be worship. When a situation expects you to betray your soul to keep the peace, let your refusal be a hymn. I am dealing gently but firmly with the patterns that have stolen your time. There is a pattern of chasing approval where love should have been. There is a pattern of trying to outrun loneliness by outrunning yourself. There is a pattern of dimming your brightness because someone once said your light was inconvenient. Hear me, no more shrinking to fit small imaginations. No more pacing the hallway outside rooms I did not call you to enter. No more apologizing for the way your calling makes compromise uncomfortable. I am not asking you to become hard, I am asking you to become whole. Wholeness means you honor how I formed you, your sensitive radar, your deep way of seeing, your capacity to feel the temperature of a room and change it without destroying yourself to do so. The angels will coach you in holy pacing. You will not sprint for validation, you will walk with me for revelation. You will not beg for crumbs, you will bake with the flour of faith and feed nations beginning with the one inside you. There is someone near you who dresses their request in urgency. They speak in timelines that make you feel late even when you are right on time. They flatter and then frown, they promise and then pressure, they borrow your empathy to pay for their avoidance. The angels are circling this dynamic and drawing a bright line. Listen. You may love deeply without lending your life to manipulation. I am not angry with them, I am jealous for you. My jealousy is not petty, it is protective. I will not let your future be negotiated in back rooms where your peace is the currency. Name the pressure without fear. Step back without guilt. Silence your phone if you must, I will still hear your prayers. You are allowed to take a holy pause. In the pause, the fog will lift and your real choice will become visible. The path of peace that seemed less exciting will shine with my presence, and the path of spectacle will dim because it cannot survive the daylight of truth. I have not brought you this far to drop you into ambiguity. I am the God who finishes what I begin. The unfinished chapters in your memory are not evidence of my absence, they are evidence of my patience. I waited for you to gather the wisdom of the wilderness before I brought you back to the city. I waited for you to lay down your need to be the rescuer before I gave you people to serve. I waited for you to see that worthiness is not an award, then I handed you a mirror polished with grace. Now watch what I do with your surrender. I am orchestrating reconciliations that seemed impossible, not because the past will be erased, but because hearts will be softened to tell the truth and to listen. I am orchestrating resources, unlikely introductions. Ideas at just the right hour, and endurance that surprises you. Your prayer life is about to feel like breathing again. The strain you felt when words wouldn't come will be replaced by a steady stream, sometimes whispers, sometimes songs, sometimes simple sentences like "I'm here" and "thank you" that move mountains because they are honest.